Marco, what's up, man? I'm a big fan of what you've been doing. You know, I first, came across, I learned about you from the Bobby interview.
Okay,
Then I
okay.
started
Right,
Googling it, then I kind of got lost in that vortex. How was that transition for you? Like, what was the moment and everything changed in your career?
I say it's still changing. I'm gonna look into the camera. So I feel like I'm gonna look at you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into the camera. This is nice setup. I have
Yeah, yeah.
never seen the setup like this before. This is nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. So everything changed once I realized the progress is always gonna keep going. So I feel like some people feel like once they get one step, they get comfortable. So I feel like I just keep going and always look forward for next. That's like kind of like sitting down with Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
I was so happy to sit down with her, but I'm like, what's next after that? Because the bigger you get, the harder you gotta work.
Yeah.
So I feel like those are the things that I got in my head. It's just like when sitting down with Bobby was a great thing, and then I
Yeah.
sit down with Theo Vaughn was a great thing. So I feel like when you sit down with people, it's like what's next because you can't live in that moment forever.
Sure.
So I feel like realized once I learned that as a person, not to live in a moment, always create more moments. That's when I know like I was meant to be where I'm at.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because I tried to describe you when I went into your stuff, and it's like, it's very appealing. But what do you think your appeal is? Like, what it's hard to explain what people are drawn to you. How would you describe what people are drawn
I
to
say
you?
I like Will Ferrell.
Okay.
Am I saying his name right? I always say
Yeah,
his
Will
name
Ferrell.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like, cause I love Between Two Friends. So when I watched
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
I'm like, I love to create this in a unique way, and and my ideas are just talking to me.
Sure.
So I really like, and his name is Zach.
Yeah, Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, yeah. So when I say that, I just look into those.
yeah.
And it. Superbad was my favorite movie. Also, Step Brothers. So watching those movies, Superbad just kind of make me create like, dang, this can be funny and seeing it. So it's like the comedy. If you get it, you get it. And I also love Dave Chappelle too.
Yeah, of
Dave
course.
Chappelle is just like he thinks it and it's great. And Family Guy is the thing that I watch because if you think about Family Guy, they say an idea and they go straight to it.
Yeah.
So I always think of that. Like if I think of something, can we actually bring it to life? So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
where I'm at in the challenge in my head.
You're doing these live shows now. What is it? Stand up? Is it?
It's
storytelling?
stand-up.
It's stand up.
Yeah,
Are you
stand-up.
doing the clubs to get ready for that, or are you just straight going on theater?
So this is like, so I'm going to the club and then we're moving on to theaters. Right now it's been going great. So
Yeah,
the thing
yeah.
with the theaters is you have to, I feel like it's much easier because it's a way for laugh.
Sure.
But the clubs, they right in your face.
Yeah.
So it's just like right here, but when it like it's a stage,
Yeah.
you're like, okay,
You wait for
it's
that-
a dark. So it's just like when one laugh, all of them gonna laugh. And they don't even know the joke. It's like, I don't wanna be left out. So I feel like the difference between a club and a stage is way different. I like the stage better.
Yeah.
Like, cause you can just say it and you can feel it. The energy is in the room, and if you've been in a theater versus a club, it's like you just with it.
Sure, I get
Yeah.
it. We see a lot of comedians now posting their crowd work videos.
Right,
that's
right,
like the
right,
hot
right,
trend.
right. Yeah,
What are
yeah.
your thoughts about this trend? Because I feel like the older comics are like, come on, this is just like, it's too easy. It's like
Yeah,
not
yeah,
real.
yeah,
But what are your
yeah.
thoughts as a comic? Is it just kind of go with the trend to get the clicks, or
Yeah,
like,
you
is
gotta
it-
go with the trend because it's new. Like Matt Ryan, Matt
Sure,
Rife.
Matt Rife, yeah.
Yeah, that blew him up, and that was a good thing that he do it. But also when you go to the shows, you get the experience of like, you got to see this. Now I want to be a part of it. So now people want to be a part of it. So I feel like it's a new way because usually comedians didn't want to give their set away, but they use clickbaits and it's like, okay, this is only a one-time thing. You can never get this again. So
Yeah.
every different audience is gonna bring out a new different thing, and then it might be funny, Like,
Yeah.
oh, like, you know what I'm saying? I seen you do this on that person, but it won't ever happen again because that same person won't be in the room. So I feel like you just showing them that you do got it. And if you could do crowd work really, really good, you should be able to do like everything else.
The Bobby interview? Bobby itself. Is she a plant? Do you think there's plants in Hollywood?
No. I feel like she worked hard for where she's at because some people don't know people's stories until they get in front of them.
Sure.
That's like you. Your mom and dad know your story. Your family, your girlfriend know your stories. Whatever you with, they know your story. But when you get in front of us and we don't know it, we call it a print. So I don't usually like to use that word because I don't know how hard somebody been working to
Yeah.
get where they at. So when you get in front of me, I can't judge you off of what I see.
I
If that
hear you,
makes
my
sense.
friend. Well, the question, I'm a fan. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
you.